Today I'm going to show you guys how to hydro dip a deer skull, or anything for that matter. All you'll need is some spray paint, which I've just grabbed a couple random cans of spray paint from my garage, your deer skull or whatever else you want to hydro dip, and a bucket of water, which this is just a small 5-pointer I found while hunting the other day, and this will fit in this small 5-gallon bucket. Obviously if you have a bigger deer or bigger whatever, you're going to need a bigger container for the water. And for this deer, first I'm going to tape around the base of the antlers here. It usually works better to use electrical tape, but I couldn't find any, so I'm just going to use some duct tape here. And if this was a big deer, I'd look a little harder to find my electrical tape, but since this is just a buck that I found walking through the woods, and I'm not too terribly concerned about it, I'm just going to wrap this duct tape around here quickly, and that will keep the paint from the hydro dipping from continuing up the antlers. If you want the paint to continue up the antlers, obviously you can skip this step. This is a great option if you do not want to do a full shoulder mount. A full shoulder mount like Fred here can cost upwards of $300, $400 depending on who you have do it, and what all you want done to it. If I remember correctly, old Fred here costs about $400. I'm going to finish taping this second antler here. Alright, so I got the tape around the base of the antlers. Then I'm going to just do a quick base layer of this paint, and that'll help the paint stick to the skull when I dip it. And don't have to be perfect here, doesn't have to have 100% full coverage, but just a quick base coat. And you don't want to put too much on here because then you'll have to wait forever for it to dry. Now that I've got that first base coat of paint on this skull, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back and dip it. Now that I've let this base coat of paint dry a little bit, I'm going to start the dipping. First, let me cover up Fred back here. Don't want any overspray getting on him. Alright, now you're going to take your bucket of water and just start alternating the different colors of spray paint that you've picked out. Then you're going to take a spoon or a screwdriver or whatever and just make a couple swirls through there. Then you're going to take the skull or whatever else you're dipping and just slowly put it down into the paint. And once it's all covered there, you'll need to brush off the excess paint from the top so that when you pull it out, the design does not get altered from the paint that's above the skull there. So be kind of careful on this part that you get the paint pushed away there. And it's hard to do here with this small bucket. I'm going in circles here. But then once you get most of that paint off, you're going to pull that thing up, shake the water off, and then let me get this in the good light here. Then you have your hydro dipped deer skull there. Anytime you take a buck and you don't feel like forking out the $300-400 plus more dollars for a full shoulder mount like Fred here, now you have a new tool in your toolbox for doing a pretty cool European mount there with very inexpensive, cheap European mount. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the WHOTEEWHO channel. See you next time.